patiently have waited for this day. Indeed, I have long forgotten when this all began, but nevertheless, your dream is finally coming to its conclusion. The Master Unit, Amaterasu. Show me your true form. Now, reveal thyself, and let Doomsday begin at last. The origin. What is this? So that's what this is, huh? What an ironic joke.
Lord Kagura, I have brought everyone to your office as requested.
Right, thank you. Huh? Hibiki. This isn't exactly everyone.
Major Kisaragi and Miss Vermillion are still injured, and it was favorable to let them rest. Especially the Major. I doubt he's able to move right now. As for the others, Miss Silica is currently tending to Major Kisaragi's wounds per her own request, and Major Yayoi had mentioned she wished to investigate something.
Investigate?
She was reluctant to elaborate, so I didn't press the issue.
Now that you mention it, Tsubaki was acting pretty strange after all the dust settled. Maybe it has something to do with Major Kisaragi. I hope she's not beating herself up over it.
Considering we just got her back, she better not be doing something crazy again. Hibiki, stay on her, just in case.
I've already assigned a handful of people to keep an eye on her.
Looks like someone is forgetting that the Yayoi was specifically designed to combat observers. If she doesn't want to be found, she's as good as gone.
Good point. Damn it. If I knew she was just going to walk out the front door, I would have taken that thing away from the get-go. Either way, we've got our hands full right now. We'll worry about her when the time comes. I'm sure all of you want to get some rest after the past couple of days we've had, but we need to figure out just what the hell is going on.
You mean the Imperator, and that black sphere floating in the sky, right?
Right. Doesn't help that Ragna just vanished into thin air as well.
Ragna? Whose side is he on anyway?
Slow down, we'll get to him.
Cut the chatter. I'll be the one explaining things here. Besides, Makoto's right. Ragna's role is critical in all this. As dumb as it sounds, I should probably explain the events surrounding him. Since I'm feeling particularly generous today, I could even start from the very beginning, before he arrived in Kagutsuchi. So, what's it gonna be?
You're actually offering to explain things? You sure you're Kokonoe? What, are we all gonna start devolving into Seether next?
Oh, well, I could just not explain anything and have everyone bitch at me like usual. Less work for me.
All right. Good point. Let's go over everything from the beginning. After all, I've got a gut feeling that Ragna's the only one that can stop the Imperator now.
Wait a minute. You're basing our chances of defeating the Imperator off of a gut feeling?
His gut feeling is more accurate than you think. With enough power, the Azure Grimoire has the capacity to defeat death itself. Which is what the Imperator is. Because of that, we need to know all we can about the BlazBlue and Ragna the Blood Edge.
I know better than to question you by now. Please, continue.
Alright, buckle up. This is gonna be one hell of an explanation. I'm gonna start with the beginning, when Ragna's criminal record started to become world-shattering. Ragna started making a name for himself, beginning with his assault on the NOL branch in Akitsu. His goal was simple: destroy the cauldron. He succeeded, and earned the title Grim Reaper after mowing down more than 300 soldiers that stood in his way. It wasn't long before the name Ragna the Blood Edge became recognized around the world. Can't blame people for being afraid of him either. Shortly after he took care of Akitsu's cauldron, the NOL put the largest bounty in history on him.
The cauldrons are some of the most valuable facilities the library has. It was bad enough that he destroyed one of them, but he wiped out the entire squadron that was stationed there too. Akitsu's climate management systems were all down thanks to the cauldron not functioning anymore. It was so bad they had to pull me away from my post to help with damage control. What a mess.
I remember that. It was awful. Man, I really started to regret my clothing choices when I got sent there.
HQ was up in arms due to Ragna being such a threat. We only ever had one other SS-class criminal prior to him.
Wait, there was another one?
Yeah, but it was a long time ago, and the paperwork on whoever it was went up in smoke. Honestly, I doubt they even existed. Probably some urban legend to scare little kids.
Nah, it was just me.
Right, it's Kokonoe. Wait, what? You're pulling my leg right now, right?
It was so long ago, even I don't remember what I did. But what I do know is that the library doesn't use physical paperwork anymore thanks to me.
You say don't worry, but should I be concerned that you'll kill me in my sleep or something?
Enough, we're getting off topic. Besides, we're all criminals right now. Even if the previous head of the NOL happened to be some death god.
Point taken.
I'm pretty sure whatever I did was nothing compared to Ragna's record. Not only was he going around destroying cauldrons, but he also stole the Azure Grimoire.
Both of those were priceless. Which reminds me, when HQ caught wind that the Grim Reaper was headed for Kagutsuchi, top brass was in complete panic.
I'm assuming they were expecting Ragna to go after the other cauldrons?
Exactly. Bastards were probably losing their goddamn minds.
Every commanding officer was assigned to investigate the whereabouts of the Grim Reaper. It didn't take long for Major Kisaragi to go AWOL after that.
Ragna is Jin's older brother, and at the time, Jin had an insatiable bloodlust towards him. My guess is he jumped on the opportunity to see him again, even if it meant defying orders. His secretary, Lieutenant Noel Vermillion's statement is as follows.
He was laughing hard, as if he was haunted. And as he laughed, the Major repeated the name of the Grim Reaper like a mantra. Ragna. Ragna.
He abandoned his post, causing a lot of chaos within the NOL. Some soldiers were assigned to track him down.
According to reports, both intelligence and Lieutenant Vermillion were searching for Major Kisaragi.
Yeah, I was there, along with Kazuma. I had no idea those two were working together at that time. I can't imagine what Hazama was making her do. Yikes.
It's almost convenient, actually. Everyone, for one reason or another, was chasing Ragna. You, Jin, Noel. Not to mention a number of vigilantes in the area that were after the reward money. And if I remember correctly, Sector 7 began going after him too, right?
That's right. I sent Tiger to Kagutsuchi to try and get the Azure Grimoire from him.
While I have been successful in making contact with Ragna, as much as I hate to admit it, I couldn't defeat him, let alone obtain the Azure Grimoire.
Eventually, Ragna traveled to the Kaka village. There he made his way through the sewer systems below Kagutsuchi and headed for the local NOL branch. Little did he know, Jin was already there waiting for him.
Jin!
bring your blade up, brother.
Stop crying, you little punk. I'll deal with you later.
The wheel of fate is turning! Rebel 1, action!
Chill out! Chill
Here
out!
I come. What's wrong?
Die already! Chill out! Damn punk never learns his lesson.
Jin's little temper tantrum towards his brother was in full force, and he started attacking Ragnar relentlessly.
And then proceeded to get his ass kicked.
No shit. With his mind consumed by the Nox Nictoris Yuki Anissa, there's no way he could have beaten Ragnar and his BlazBlue. Poor bastard probably thought he was in control the whole time too.
I'll admit, even I was surprised to hear that the Jin Kisaragi was so thoroughly defeated.
Oh, it's not over yet. Ragnar's victory was short-lived. Like clockwork, a new opponent was waiting for Ragnar in the branch's basement.
The Susano-o unit.
Exactly. Hakumen of the 6 heroes.
Man, now there's someone I wouldn't want to encounter in a dark alley. Him and the Mad Dog are on my shit list of nope.
What on earth is... Never mind. I don't want to know what that might be or who might be on it.
Oh, don't worry. You're on there too, right at the top.
Please take me off of it.
You'll be off that list the day you stop glaring at me like that.
Believe it or not, Hakumen was there, and he was very close to killing Ragnar. But little me just so happened to intervene. I tried using restraints on Hakumen, but that son of a bitch broke free. Ungrateful bastard, I should have just left him there in the boundary. I don't know if it was dumb luck or some divine intervention, but Ragnar was able to escape Hakumen's grasp.
Afterwards, he destroyed the cauldron and left the facility, correct?
Wrong. Plot twist. Ragnar's goal wasn't to destroy the cauldron, but rather the thing sleeping inside it.
If I remember correctly, this is when the Murakumo unit appeared.
The 13th Prime Field device, to be exact. Ragnar was hoping to destroy her before the smelting process was complete. But sadly, he was just a little too late.
When the cauldron in Akitsu was taken out, a certain something was quietly whisked away by the NOL. Hibiki, what was the official report?
Sir, there was a doll-like object transported from there per HQ's orders. Curiously, the documents also described it as incomplete.
Guess it didn't matter that Ragnar destroyed the cauldron after all, since it didn't stop the smelting. So, what happened next? He had to fight that Murakuma thing or whatever, right?
Yeah, and he wasn't alone either. Noel Vermillion was already there by the time the Murakumo unit woke up.
New. It's you.
The wheel of fate is turning! Rebel 1, action!
Altering
Counter! Counter! Counter!
Recalculating.
Counter!
Pain. Breakage. Damage. Simple. Damage from impact. Simple. Exceeding limits.
Dead spike!
Foolish. Attack detected. Beginning power compromised. Damage from shock detected. Damage from damage.
How's that?
Attack, defense, and shred. Nullify. Upward foolish. Attack deflected. Recalculate. Defense and attack deflected.
Get out of here, bastard!
Re-extinguish. Reboot denied.
Time to go to sleep.
Rogna was defeated and fell into the cauldron with the Murakumo unit.
If I remember correctly, Rogna is the Black Beast's vessel, and the 13th Prime Field device is the Black Beast's heart, right? Which means that while Rogna was after the Prime Field device, it was after Rogna in return.
Huh, you're actually catching on. Both of them wanted to kill each other, but for different reasons. The Murakumo unit's objective was simple, to merge with Rogna and be reborn as the Black Beast. But Noel was able to dash any hopes that the Murakumo unit had of accomplishing that goal. At the last possible moment, she grabbed Rogna before the Murakumo unit could drag him into the cauldron.
Holy, talk about a clutch. Who knows what would have happened if she didn't do that?
And thus, the Murakumo unit fell into the cauldron, never to be heard from again, and the world was saved.
That would indeed be a happy ending, if such a thing exists. But alas, things are never that simple.
Yep, I think everyone knows what happened next.
Hazama showed up out of nowhere and asked Noel to observe him? I'm still kind of lost on what that means. But afterwards, he started calling himself Yuki Terumi, and acting like some kind of cliché anime villain.
That's not quite right. As it turns out, Hazama and Terumi are two separate people. Hard to believe, I know. Pretty sure a lot of people just thought the guy was a total nutjob. Terumi was scheming with Hazama even while he was sealed in the boundary, waiting for the opportunity to return. I'm certain he brought Noel to the cauldron to make her acknowledge him. But that's the part that still doesn't make sense to me. How the hell did she observe someone stuck in the boundary?
Wait. Now I'm lost. How the hell was the Murakumo unit's destruction tied to Terumi's revival? And you're saying Terumi and Hazama are two different people?
Ugh, right. Guess I gotta explain that now. Why is this shit so convoluted? Alright, pay attention, because I'm only gonna explain this once. Terumi's revival was Ragna's worst nightmare.
Terumi's the guy that cut off Ragna's right arm back in the day, right? I was under the impression that him and Hazama were the same person. You know, like a secret identity, or a split personality.
So how the hell does that work?
As I said, Hazama was plotting with Terumi to bring him back into the physical world. Either Hazama is letting Terumi borrow his body, or Hazama didn't exist to begin with. Whatever the case, yeah, they're two different people.
We should return to the topic at hand.
Yeah, don't get your panties in a bunch. Terumi is more messed up than you think. I've got a whole list of bullshit he's done to torment Ragna. Let's see. Burned down the church he was raised in, murdered the sister who took him and his siblings in, took said siblings away to God knows where, and drove his little brother insane to the point of cutting Ragna's right arm off. Fun times.
Murdering people and burning down churches? Holy shit! I was kidding about the whole anime villain thing! Ragna clearly has two arms, though. Did he, grow it back? Or did he get it replaced like something out of a cheap sci-fi movie?
I believe the Azure Grimoire is serving as his right arm. It has no one shape. Didn't you learn this at the academy?
I don't know. Mine might have mentioned it, once. Or something.
We can leave the back and forth for later, you two. Sorry, Kokonoe. Continue.
Now that Terumi was on the loose, you can bet your ass Ragna was after him like a famished man to a 3-course meal.
That's when Noel was captured by Yuki Terumi. And Ragna was chasing after both of them, right?
I warned him not to go after Terumi. But hey, what do I know? I'm only a lowly scientific genius after all.
Is that because you knew Ragna didn't stand a chance? Or because Terumi had the BlazBlue too?
Yes and no. Hazama isn't actually human, and technically he isn't a vessel either. He's actually a grimoire. The blue grimoire, to be exact. Unlike the Azure Grimoire, which can take any shape, the Blue Grimoire is humanoid. Ergo, why Hazama looks the way that he does. Sure, in some respects, both of them count as the BlazBlue. But the Blue Grimoire was designed to be superior to the Azure Grimoire in every way. Ragna didn't stand a chance.
From my understanding, the Azure Grimoire was created by Terumi first, and then he improved upon its design to make the Blue Grimoire.
Superior in every way. Interesting. To think that this grimoire completely outclasses the feared Azure Grimoire like that.
Not only that, but Terumi awakened Noel's true identity. Unbeknownst to Noel, she isn't human, but is actually another Murakumo unit, the 12th Prime Field device. Apparently, she's also the strongest, known as the Sword of the Godslayer, Kusanagi. As her name implies, she was strong enough to destroy the Master Unit, Amaterasu, the god of our world. And you can bet your ass Terumi was crazy enough to attempt to kill a god.
I never believed in gods until I saw that thing. Stuff like that really makes you reevaluate your perception of the world. But why the hell would someone want to kill a god?
Who knows? Even I don't know what he's really after. Terumi sent Kusanagi to the cauldron to destroy the Master Unit. Ragna attempted to stop him, but Terumi swatted him like a fly. However, just as Terumi was about to land the killing blow, Ragna was saved. By none other than Lambda 11.
I didn't really question it at the time, but you were using her as your puppet, weren't you, Kokonoe? Why would you go through all of the trouble of reviving a Murakumo unit when you know what they are and what they're capable of?
After salvaging her from the ruins of Ibukido, I discovered Lambda had part of the 13th Prime Field device's soul within her. Sounds like something out of a fairy tale, but her soul must have been clinging onto Lambda for another chance to see Ragna. It's something even I couldn't explain. Lambda's memories were wiped clean when I got her, so is that even her, or number 13? Either way, I lost a very good sample.
Hey, the way I see it, if Noelle's got a soul even though she's not human, anything's possible.
For once, you might be right. In any case, Lambda died in Ragna's stead, and Ragna did the unthinkable. That son of a bitch's BlazBlue adopted the idea engine I gave to Lambda.
The idea engine? Isn't that in the same realm as the artificial causality weapons you created?
Oh, so you remembered. Yeah, it's basically a better version of those. Thanks to that, Lambda could use her full power as a Murakumo unit. So when Ragna's Azure Grimoire fused with the idea engine, what do you think happened?
Terumi. I will never forgive you!
You won't forgive me? Like I give a damn! Shut up and die already!
Restriction 666 released.
We went through this! Are you stupid or what?
Dimensional interference field deployed.
Nu will forever be by your side, Ragna.
Now engaging the idea engine!
What?
It's time I showed you the true power of the Azure! BlazBlue, activate! Time to die, you degenerate son of a bitch!
Don't glare at me like that.
What a drag.
Can't we just
Let's get this
get
over
along?
with.
The wheel of fate is turning! Rebel 1, action!
Barrier overload!
Counter!
Go to hell!
Not yet! Give me a break! Not yet! Give me a break! I'm talking! Not yet! Give me a break! Not yet! That's over my head! Time to finish this! My step! Not good! Not yet!
Well, go to hell!
This course is
That was too easy.
The Azure Grimoire became even stronger?
More like it became so powerful that it was able to make Terumi cry like a bitch.
With that kind of power, it sounds like Ragna can take down just about anyone single-handedly. What does he need our help with?
About that.
I've arrived, reborn as Kusanagi, the destroyer of all living creatures. I am death.
Huh? Who cares?
The wheel of fate is turning! Rebel 1, action!
Blood sight!
Foolish.
Foolish! Eat it! Huh?
Counter!
Arming. Dismantle. Pain. Foolish.
Death spike! You idiot!
Counter!
You, huh?
Locust malady despair.
Eat it!
Be gone! Here. Foolish.
Blood sight!
Pain. Foolish.
Death spike!
Scatter.
Huh?
Sword of destruction.
Finish!
Damn, that was a little too close for comfort. Wake the hell up, you idiot!
After defeating Terumi, he used the idea engine again to free Noel from Kusanagi's control, completely destroying his left arm in the process.
Ugh. First his right arm, and now his left? You'd think he'd be the chosen one, being more machine than man.
I felt bad about him just throwing his limbs away left and right, so when the dust settled, I crafted him a new one from Lambda's remains.
Ugh. Talk about giving the expression, your hand is your girlfriend, a new meaning.
Kagura, just shut up, will ya?
If you're quite finished engaging in repulsive japery, Lord Kagura, I'd like to be through with this explanation before we cease to draw breath.
Relax. I was only kidding. Ugh.
Alright, enough. As I was saying, while it's true he saved Noel and defeated Terumi, he failed to kill him. Like a cockroach, Terumi returned alongside the previous Imperator. You might want to sit down for this next one, folks.
Why's that?
The Imperator was apparently Ragna and Jin's little sister, Saya. The same one that Terumi kidnapped when he cut off Ragna's arm all those years ago.
What? Are you certain of this, Kokonoe?
You're kidding, right? First Jinny and Ragna turn out to be bros, and now the Imperator, who, should I remind you, is apparently death itself, is their sibling too?
Guess the Grim Reaper title kinda fits now.
Whether you believe it or not, it's the truth. And that's exactly why Ragna headed to Ikaruga next. Now this part should be fresh in everyone's mind. This was only a few days ago, after all.
Yeah. Noel, Kagura, and I all headed for Ikaruga on Ars Magus vessel.
At the same time, I was on my way to Ikaruga myself. Funny how things work out like that. I'd almost call it fate if I didn't think such a thing was bullshit.
Oh ha ha. Fate? More like divine intervention. As soon as I was getting everything ready for my rebellion against the NOL, here comes Kokonoe and her band of misfits. Even trashed my room, too.
Maybe we were sent by a higher power to make you suffer for your sins.
Very funny. Look, I know I left Makoto, Noel, and Tager in jail all night. But really, I think I'm the one who got the short end of the stick. Seriously, my poor wallet. You ever heard of conserving electricity, woman?
I did everything that I deemed necessary in order to best prepare for our fight against the Imperator. I'd appreciate it if you stopped whining like a spoiled brat and let me finish what I was saying. Anyway, Ikaruga was slowly turning into a war zone. It was us against the Imperator.
The Imperator? I figured she'd be scary, but holy shit.
We were severely outmatched.
Yeah. She might have won the battle, but we're not going to lose the war.
Yeah.
Let's back up a bit. Before we got our asses kicked, Ginny showed up in Kagura too, right? I remember sending Hibiki after him.
That's correct. I headed towards Akitsu after hearing reports of Major Kisaragi being spotted there. Suffice to say, I was rather surprised. Contrary to all that I've heard about him prior to our encounter, he seemed to be composed and focused. A far cry from the Major Kisaragi that went AWOL in search of Ragna the Blood Edge.
Akitsu is where Ragna the Blood Edge destroyed a cauldron, right? What was Jin Kisaragi doing there?
I inquired about his cause, but he simply dodged the question. He refused to come back with me to Yabiko, and was interested in seeking out the city's dead cauldron. I escorted him there.
My guess is he wanted to see the Murakumo unit before it was smelted.
While investigating the cauldron, he was attacked by someone. I confess, I wasn't able to ascertain the enemy's identity, as Jin had requested to go in alone. What is even more odd is moments after being attacked by this mysterious assailant, he suddenly requested to be taken to you, Lord Kagura. Rather vexing considering his earlier apprehensions.
Let me ask you something. Was Jin wounded after that battle?
He escaped with only minor injuries, but it seemed his opponent was quite formidable.
Right. I think I can guess who it was. Why am I not surprised? That blind bastard probably got all giddy when he found that cauldron.
Blind bastard?
Relius Clover. Knowing him, he probably knew how to get the cauldron back online. Hell, if he did that, he could probably revive a Murakumo unit if he wanted to.
That madman. His experiments on their own were bad enough. To think he was aiding Terumi with his skills.
As I was escorting Major Kisaragi to Yabiko, I received word that 3 rebels have been apprehended.
Don't tell me that.
Yep, you two and Noel.
Don't remind me! You just had us shoved into jail! No questions asked!
I mean, it's not the first time I've shoved you, Makoto.
You wanna get knocked the hell out?
Anyways, I didn't have a choice. You guys were suspected of being rebels against the state. Besides, I got you out of there pretty quick, didn't I?
Coming from the guy with a massive hangover.
Lord Kagura.
Whoa! How'd you change clothes so fast? And how can I do that?
Oh my god, I never thought I'd say this, but will you guys get off my dick already?
Hey, shut the hell up! I'm getting real goddamn tired of your bickering. Ugh. Now, if we're all done being hormonal teenagers, let's continue.
Right. I explained my plans for the coup against the Imperator.
I'll admit, even I was surprised when I heard that. Why would the commander of the Praetorian Guard rebel against the very person he was sworn to protect?
Kagura had been secretly giving me missions at the time, so I heard a couple things here and there.
But why wait so long? Your rebellion has been in effect since the Ikaruga Civil War. Weren't there more opportune moments?
Are you kidding? If we defected right then and there, after the war ended, our heads would be on display as an example to everyone in the world. Timing is everything, man.
He's right. We needed an ace up our sleeve to pick a fight with the Imperator. Said ace wasn't quite ready until everyone made it to Ikaruga.
Ace? You mean Silica A. Mercury?
Celica's able to nullify all the Seether nearby her, right? Man, it must be a bitch to fight her if you rely on Ars Magus.
You're mostly right, Taker. She was one half of our ace, and she was the key to unlocking Kushinada's lynchpin. Honestly, it should have been a piece of cake. But I guess no amount of preparation can protect against every possible rogue element.
Tell me about it. First Azrael breaks out of his prison, and the less said about him, the better.
And then there's Tsubaki. I don't know what happened, but the Imperator caused her to be under the influence of the Mind Eater curse. Once she arrived in Ikoruga, it was getting much worse.
We needed to get both of them out of the way, so I came up with a plan to kill two birds with one stone.
The tournament.
That's right. Using Ragna's bait, we were going to lure Azrael to the Colosseum and seal him in his dimensional prison. On top of that, during the chaos of the tournament and sealing Azrael away, we were going to put Tsubaki into a sealed barrier and have Makoto, Ginny, and Noel try to, talk some sense into her.
And the timing couldn't be any more perfect, considering we had just received intel on Ragna's whereabouts around the same time.
Yeah, it was right around when Noel happened to run into Ragna while looking for Tsubaki.
Didn't you beat the crap out of Ragna once you found him? That's what I heard.
Oh yeah, I did. To be fair, it was for his own good. The guy was acting like a wild animal, so I had to put him on a leash.
His instability probably had something to do with the Imperator's phenomena intervention. I had to throw him into my anti-intervention chamber so he could cool the hell off.
Regardless, Ragna was the final piece of our puzzle. All we needed now was to wait for Azrael and Tsubaki to fall into our trap.
Tsubaki was there to take Ragna and the Blooded into her custody, correct? But how did you know Azrael was going to show up?
Someone like Azrael wouldn't have been able to resist the chance to battle the Grim Reaper himself. He was probably grateful the old farts from Sector 7 let him go.
Yeah, the rest was easy. While Ragna and I were fighting Azrael, Kokonoe and Tager were preparing the trap.
I've been looking forward to the day I could consume you, Black Knight.
Bring it, Mad Dog.
The wheel of fate is turning! Rebel 1, action!
What a
Counter!
Unleashing barrier!
Hit me!
Once more.
Counter!
Weak!
Dragon Spirit!
I'll beat you down!
Dragon Spirit!
Tap it! Now you can't hurt me!
Counter!
Tap it! I see it!
Counter!
Scatter! You're equipped!
Counter!
Scatter!
Counter! Counter!
Hit me!
Finish!
Pray until death.
You've met your match.
Once we were in position, Kagura held him in place so we could seal him in a dimensional prison.
Dimensional prison? What kind of place is that anyway?
Don't know, don't care. All that matters is that he's out of our way.
With Azrael sealed away, Phase 1 was complete. All we needed to do now was shut down the tournament and hand over the Grim Reaper. That's how we led Tsubaki into our barrier.
Noel, Major Kisaragi, and I fought Tsubaki with everything we had. I won't lie, I got really scared at the end that Tsubaki had killed Major Kisaragi. I made her sword impaled him and everything.
Tsubaki's Yayoi is also known as the Immortal Breaker. It can trick the victim's brain into believing it's dead, killing them even if they weren't wounded. But Jin Kisaragi has the power of order. To save you a long-winded explanation, let's just say his cognition was too strong to be affected by that.
Wait, then it must have been the other way around. Tsubaki thought she killed him, which was a strong enough shock to break her free of the Imperator's control.
With her sword of justice on our side, it became a waiting game. Find a crack in the Imperator's defenses and strike.
That's when Kagura suddenly started going on about his revolution.
Don't misunderstand. I had spent months planning everything, so Lord Kagura could suddenly initiate a coup d'etat. I do hope at least some of you realize this.
Hey, it was a once-in-a-lifetime chance, right? You only live once.
He's got a point. Everything was going according to plan. Azrael was eliminated, Tsubaki Yayoi was brought to our side. Celica's ability rendered Terami's teleportation useless, and the Imperator wasn't intervening. And the only reason she wouldn't intervene is because the ceremony to summon the Master Unit was underway. It was our only chance to initiate this beast of a plan.
Unfortunately, time wasn't on our side.
The plan was to seal the current Imperator away, so that we could seat the rightful heir to the throne in power. That heir is His Highness Omura, son of the late Imperator Tenjo Amano Hokosaka, who had been killed in the Ikuruga Civil War.
After that, man, everything just happened so fast. First, Ragna's team took Celica to Kushinada's linchpin so she could activate it. And while that was happening, Kokonoe and I made preparations to trap the Imperator. Thankfully, Tenjo's apprentice, Bang Shishigami, was there. He allowed us to use his Nox Nictoris, Phoenix Retenjo, which also had the ability to activate the linchpin. We didn't even need Celica at all after that. We would activate the linchpin before the Imperator summoned the Master Unit and ambush her. Or at least that was the plan.
Like Chi Fei Ling, along with Rillius and Carl Clover, stood in our way. Even that Murokuma unit who we thought died back in Kakasuchi, our enemies had planted them there, expecting our attack.
Yeah, we probably would have been screwed if Tsubaki and I hadn't shown up to hold them off.
Our enemies wanted to kill time. That much was obvious. All they had to do was summon the Master Unit.
The worst part of it all? We were winning. That is, until she arrived.
The Imperator. I had never seen her in person until that point. I don't know what it was, but something about her chilled me to my very core.
She used magic of all things. There's no counter for that. That's the reason why they always keep Phantom so close.
It sounds pathetic, but Hibiki and I couldn't do a thing against her magic. I don't usually let my guard down, but we underestimated her.
And while our group was pinned down, the ceremony to summon the Master Unit was underway. I'll never forget that revelation she dropped on all of us that day either. The sacrifice to summon a god was human souls. A lot of innocent lives were lost because of that ceremony. Their souls drawn toward the Azure.
The Imperator called it a return, but it was far from it. It was mass genocide, granting the world death as she promised.
She really does plan to end the world. If it wasn't for all our preparations, I think she would have done so by now. I couldn't believe my eyes when she summoned the Master Unit down from the sky. The supposed god of this world. What a time to be a non-believer.
Yes, we saw that happen from the surface as well. A massive cauldron was opened in the sky, and golden rays of light began spilling out of it.
The very god that was supposed to observe this world began descending upon it.
And just when I thought things were going to utter shit, he brought that thing down from space.
The monster that raised Ibukido in the blink of an eye. Nox Notoris Gigant, Take Mikazuchi.
I've heard of it before. Take Mikazuchi outclasses every other Nox Nictoris.
I know it didn't end up happening, but man, we would have just died instantly if Take Mikazuchi destroyed. We had a chance to bring everyone that the Imperator sacrificed back to life, but only if the Master Unit was still intact.
Rachel deployed the Tsukiyomi unit to absorb the initial attack, but that wasn't going to last us forever. That's why I decided to use all the shit I was planning to throw at the Imperator at Takemikazuchi instead. My plan was to render Seether useless. Takemikazuchi is a body of Seether and requires it to function. If we could suck out all the Seether in the area, it wouldn't be able to do a damn thing. Relius's cauldron was spewing Seether out left and right, so I figured if we could stick the linchpin in it, it would act like one big plug. All the while, Ragna was keeping Takemikazuchi at bay.
Abominable giant, prove your worth to me.
The wheel of fate is turning! Rebel 1, action!
Bastard! What the?
Kneel before me.
Huh? Eat down, bastard! Eat it down, Vermillion! Bastard down, Vermillion! Bastard! No spare! No spare! No spare! Die already! Huh? Huh? Wait! That's idiot! Counter! That's it? Counter! Bastard! Idea engine linked! Bastard! You stupid bastard!
You will not escape. There is no...
Eat it! Counter! Eat it! Huh? Blood sight! Counter!
Cast away!
Counter! Bring it! Counter! 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 Huh? Die already!
You will not escape. There is no...
Die already! Blood sight! Die already! Idea engine linked! Bastard! Die already! Blood sight! Die already! Finish! And stay down.
The linchpin didn't activate in time. I considered shoving Celica directly into Takemikazuchi. And if that failed, I was going to blast it with every single reactive warhead I had. Thankfully, it didn't come to that. Jin and Hakumen destroyed the foundation to the Tower of Ibukido. And with the linchpin in the tower, I was going to drop the whole damn thing on the cauldron.
Although I almost broke down when I couldn't use Ars Magnus.
If you were freaking out, Makoto, just imagine how our enemies must have felt. Without Seether, Takemikazuchi was easily taken down by Ragna. After all, he has the Azure Grimoire.
Incidentally, I equipped Ragna's idea engine with a noise canceller, which is designed to allow only him to use Seether. This was my Hail Mary.
But if you destroyed Takemikazuchi, then that means the Master Unit was no longer in danger, right?
I hope so. True, we hindered the Imperator's plan, but this is far from the end. We haven't defeated her, after all. Almost as if to taunt us, mere moments afterwards, she awakened the Black Beast sleeping within Ragna. Ragna went berserk and gravely wounded Noel and Jin. He was so badly messed up he's confined to a bed. Not only that, he transformed Takemikazuchi into a giant sphere and just vanished into thin air. I'll be blunt, we're still in deep shit. That sphere in the air continues to transform humans into Seether, absorbing them.
The situation is a lot worse than we thought then.
Hey, you said that Ragna was the vessel of the Black Beast, right? But from what you described, it almost sounds like he transformed into one.
While he lacks a Black Beast's heart, he's still an incredible threat.
The Black Beast almost brought the world to an end. And now you're saying that Ragna is basically the same thing as it? Can we really trust that guy to save our asses?
Whether he stays as Ragna the Blood Edge or becomes the Black Beast, I honestly don't know. What I do know is he's the only chance we got. It's either him or Oblivion.
Either him or Oblivion, is it? Relying on someone else for survival is not a pleasant feeling.
I mentioned it earlier, but he's the only one who can defeat the Imperator because he has the BlazBlue. Finding him is our top priority.
That's not all. We also need to help evacuate the victims and deal with that black sphere. Not to mention track down the Imperator and Relius. It's gonna be a long day, I can tell you.
I'm afraid so. Well, that should be everything that's happened up to this point. If there aren't any more questions, I'm going to discuss our plan moving forward.
Yup, I got the gist of it.
Same here.
I think it's safe that we all understand the severity of our situation, yes?
First, that black sphere floating in the air, the thing Rachel calls the embryo. I hate not knowing what it is, but we did discover something after extensive research. Based on the readings, it looks like there's a massive phenomena intervention occurring inside of it. And I don't mean a single intervention. I mean perpetually.
How is that possible? I thought you said that thing had no mass. Is there someone or something else in there?
I never said that it lacked any sort of mass. I said that its mass was infinitely close to zero. Ugh, never mind, that's not the point. Stop interrupting me. From what I gathered, time is looping over and over again inside that embryo. As to why, hell if I know. Not even Takamagahara can alter objects outside of our current plane of existence, such as the Master Unit. The Imperator is no exception to this rule either.
So what does that mean? That the embryo is stuck in its own time loop or something?
Something like that. Either that, or it's a living creature that's observing itself.
What?
You mean to tell me that that thing is alive?
I'm not positive, but considering it used to be Takemikazuchi, I'd say that's an educated guess. Don't forget, Nox Nictoris are weapons with wills of their own, so it's certainly possible that the embryo has a will as well.
So that thing can actually intervene on the Master Unit?
Weren't you listening to me at all? Like I said before, no one, I repeat, no one, can intervene on the events of the Master Unit. Besides, the Master Unit is currently under the protection of the Tsukuyomi Unit. Tsukuyomi is a sort of ultimate shield, so strong that even the Master Unit's own intervention probably couldn't penetrate it.
Nevertheless, if the embryo is indeed alive, then we shouldn't rest until it's destroyed.
Exactly. We need to take every possibility into consideration.
Yeah, Hibiki, send a few of our people to monitor the sphere. But, and I can't stress this enough, tell them to keep their distance. If any of them start to feel, well, weird, then have them retreat immediately. I can't risk losing any more soldiers.
Yes, Lord Kagura.
Sector 7 can lend a hand too, since they've been keeping a close eye on the fluctuations in Seether. But given that we're in the middle of a massive power shortage, I don't know how long they'd be able to keep it up.
We'll take all the help we can get. We're all pretty screwed right now without the use of Seether.
Don't thank me, I did jack shit. You can thank your new Imperator for that.
Oh yeah, where's Homura right now? I haven't seen him in a while.
His Highness Homura is currently situated in the 4th hierarchical city of Niobe. The Yayoi residents had taken him in during the chaos of Takemikazuchi's assault.
Thanks to His Highness Homura, the hierarchical cities are somewhat able to maintain their daily operations without anyone noticing. This gives us a window to take care of our own business.
We're still short-handed, to say the least, and we still need to locate Ragna the Blood Edge. Do we have any leads?
Wish I could say yes. I thought I had a reading on the Azure Grimoire for a second, but it disappeared immediately. Other than that, nada. Considering the embryo is inhaling all the Seether in the vicinity, that leaves us with a couple possibilities. It could be too weak to move, or worst case scenario, has been dead for a while now.
Whoa, come on now. Here's our only chance at defeating the Imperator. What the hell are we gonna do if he's already pushing daisies?
Calm down, I didn't say he was. I'll find him, even if he's lost in the boundary. If I could salvage Hakumen, I can salvage Ragna too.
God damn it. There's no sign of the Imperator, Relius, or Terumi. What the hell are they plotting now?
Hey, Tsubaki, there you are. Are you here to check up on Jin?
Oh, yes. How is he doing?
He says he's fine, but I'm not sure I believe him. He'll need to stay in bed while he heals on his own. I wish I could help him, but my treatments aren't as effective as I thought.
Don't beat yourself up like that. You've been helping him recover this whole time. In comparison, I feel useless. I mean, what have I done to help?
Hey, don't say sad stuff like that! Besides, I'm sure Jin will feel much better after he sees your face.
Do you really think so?
Yeah, of course. Go talk to him. I'm gonna check in with Kokonoe real quick.
Right. Thank you. Now, if you'll excuse me.
Now, Huh? Minerva? Where are you going? Wait!
Jin? I'm sorry if I woke you, but...
Tsubaki. It's alright. Come in.
Hello, Jin. Are you feeling any better?
What's the matter? I know you didn't come here just to simply stare at me. Tell me what's been going on.
Of course. Right now, Colonel Mutsuki is taking command and is assessing the situation with Professor Kokonoe, Makoto, Tager, and Captain Kohaku. His Highness Homura and the Hazuki family are tending to the different cities. Additionally, Professor Kokonoe is in the midst of researching the massive black sphere that appeared in the sky, although it largely remains a mystery for the time being. Captain Kohaku has begun to track the Imperator and Ragna the Blood Edge. As of right now, both of them have vanished. And, well, this part isn't exactly confirmed yet, but...
But what?
It was only for a split second, but the Seether readings within Ikaruga resembled that of the Black Beast.
Is that so? Very well. Thank you, Tsubaki. You're staring again.
I'm sorry.
Why are you apologizing?
Well, because you were badly hurt from fighting me, and if I hadn't wounded you, I'm sure you wouldn't have lost to Ragna the Blood Edge either, and... Oh, Jin, I'm so sorry.
It wasn't entirely your fault. I'm in this state because of my own lack of ability. Don't be so hard on yourself.
But...
Tsubaki, stop. I don't want to hear you repeatedly blame yourself for things you didn't do. If you're finished with your report, you may leave.
If it's okay with you, Jin, can I stay with you for a little while longer?
Tsubaki, I'm only going to warn you once. The Zero-type Yayoi. Don't rely on it. Understood?
Yes, I'll keep that in mind.
Besides, my battle with my with Ragna the Blood Edge is between me and him. Stay out of my affairs.
Is it alright if I ask you something?
What is it?
Why is it you sometimes call Ragna the Blood Edge your brother? Do you know him?
That should be obvious. What else could I possibly mean when I call him brother?
But You're the heir to the Kisaragi family.
While it is true I am of the Kisaragi family, and this was before I was taken into their ranks. But you knew that already, didn't you?
Then, is Ragna the Blood Edge a part of the Kisaragi family? How could that...
No matter how much you want to deny it, the fact remains that Ragna the Blood Edge is my brother. Stop trying to make up stories to fit your own narrative.
I'm sorry. If it's not too much trouble, can you tell me about your past? Before you joined the Kisaragi family?
Very well. You deserve to know. My first memories lie within the walls of a small, gray room.
A gray room?
I don't remember where it was, or why I was there. But I do remember this. I was isolated with my brother and our younger sister named Saya. The three of us were always huddled in the corner of the room. I remember how Ragna always held us close together, as if to protect us. One day, that all changed. A shockwave rippled through the facility, knocking out the power, and before I knew what happened, I was inside of a church. The sister who lived at the church took us in, and treated us as if we were her own children. For a while, we lived relatively mundane lives, though compared to the room we used to live in, it was like heaven. It was almost like she had been waiting for us to arrive.
Is that so? Then why were you the only one adopted into the Kisaragi residence? It sounded like you were happy living with the sister and your siblings. Did something happen to her?
I don't recall what happened, to be frank. That entire day is only a blur. But what I do remember is that I tried to kill my brother.
Huh? Why would you do that?
I always hated how much attention my brother gave Saya. She was always so sickly. He was always fussing over her. In that moment, all of my anger and frustration took over. I had this sword I didn't recognize in my hands, and it was calling out to me. Kill this evil thing. Kill, 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 over and over again. Before I realized it, I had drawn the blade, and Ragna's right arm lay limp and lifeless on the ground.
I don't understand. Why would you do such a thing? If you wanted your brother's attention, that was the wrong way to go about it.
I'm well aware of that. The blade I mentioned, it was Yuki Anasa. Saya had given it to me one day. From that moment on, Yuki Anasa had an iron grip on my mind. The insanity and fear I felt when I grasped its hilt, and the murderous intent. All the while, I thought it to be my own actions.
Why didn't you throw the blade away if it was doing this to you?
Mukuro Algesco Yuki Anasa was designed to slaughter the Black Beast, and as a result, it wanted me to kill the beast's vessel, Ragna. I suppose my young, naive mind was the catalyst for Yuki Anasa to coerce me into doing that.
So you're saying Ragna is the Black Beast's vessel? How is that possible?
I'm not sure of the details myself. However, I know that the Black Beast cannot be suffered to exist in this world. It is the very embodiment of evil. And if previous events are anything to go by, Ragna is close to unleashing that power again. It must be stopped, no matter the sacrifice. Before, I was a slave to Yuki Anasa, but now, I will wield its power. I will not be controlled by a lowly sword again.
Jin, even if he is your brother, you shouldn't be fighting him. It isn't right.
The power of the Black Beast I sense from my brother is growing every day. Not only that, but Saya came back, in the form of the Imperator.
What? The Imperator is also your sibling, Jin? You can't be serious.
What's left of my family has become the catalyst of death and destruction. I need to save and finish them before it's too late. Only then will the past truly be behind me.
You're wrong!
Tsubaki?
Jin, killing Ragna can't possibly be your only purpose in this world. Please don't say such ridiculously sad things. Family shouldn't be fighting family. And because you're my family, Jin, what would I do with myself if I lost you?
I'm not going to deny my responsibility as the power of order. If I do, the Black Beast will return, thus history repeating itself.
Why? Why can't I seem to understand you?
Major Kisaragi? It's Noel Vermillion. You've summoned me?
Took you long enough. Enter.
Excuse me.
Huh? Tsubaki? Are you okay? You look like you're about to cry.
Huh? Me? No, I'm fine. I'm fine. Well then, Jin, please rest easy. I'll be leaving now.
Tsubaki, don't forget what I told you. Okay?
If you'll excuse me.
Was she always this damn stubborn?
Did you say something,
Shut the hell up! I wasn't talking to you, trash heap!
I'm sorry.
Whatever. You're here now, so let's get to business. I have questions to ask you, and you're going to answer them carefully. Do I make myself clear?
Yes, sir.
Good. Now, since you seem to be relatively unscathed, do you remember what happened during our fight against Ragna the Blood Edge?
Huh? Major, what do you mean?
I'm the one asking questions. Now answer me!
Well, I remember that Ragna started going nuts and turned into some sort of monster. I was going to give you backup with the Murakumo unit, but you rushed right towards Ragna and...
That sounds correct. And yet... Why the hell can't I remember any of that?
You're not suffering from memory loss, are you?
Didn't I just tell you that I'm asking the questions here?
I know that, but you need to answer something too. Why exactly are you asking me all this?
I don't remember what happened during that fight at all. That's why.
Wait a minute. Does that mean...
That's right. My memories have been erased, and I don't think these injuries are to blame. Not only that, but it seems the power of order has been altered as well.
It can't be! But doesn't the power of order supersede any type of observation or intervention? How can it be manipulated?
Why the hell do you think I'm talking to you about it now? You were the only other person there! My theory is that our contact with the Black Beast, with Ragna's berserk form, somehow warped the power of order and my memories. Now then, if I may continue, when Ragna began to go berserk, did you by chance see anything?
See?
Don't make me repeat myself. You observed something. What was it? Tell me.
While you were fighting, I think I was distracted by the Imperator, and in that moment, I think I saw a shadow of the Black Beast appear from Ragna, and you were consumed by it, Major. And I think I saw something that looked like a gate. Sorry, my memory is hazy too, but...
A gate?
Yes, it was a large gate, and there was something in front of it. I'm sorry, but that's really all I can remember.
A gate. So it's not that after all.
Major, what are you talking about?
Anything else? Is there anything that comes to mind?
No, I'm sorry.
Huh. Figures. You're as useless as ever.
At least I remember something, unlike you.
You're lucky I can't move right now. If you remember anything else, report straight to me. Do I make myself clear?
Yes, of course.
One last thing, Lieutenant Vermillion. I want you to figure out where Ragna went. I'd rather not ask you of all people, but I don't have a choice. You have the best chance of finding him.
Roger that. I will begin the search for Ragnar the Blood Edge immediately.
And I need you to find him before Tsubaki does. That's an order.
Before Tsubaki?
Repeat what I just said.
I will find Ragnar before Tsubaki does, sir.
Good. Now, unless you need me to draw a picture, get the hell out of my sight.
Understood, sir. I'm tired of getting yelled at anyways. Excuse me.
Damn it. How pathetic. Can't even move when it matters most. And just how long are you going to stand there? I could see you the whole time. If you have something to say, spit it out.
I'm so sorry. I don't mean to barge in on you while you're recovering.
You vex me with this odd existence of yours. So, which Nox Nictoris are you inhabiting now? Is it Bulwark or Yukianasa? Never mind. What do you want, TrinityGlassfille?
There isn't much time, so please, hear me out. Jin Kisaragi, this is something only you, the one who possesses the power of order, can do.
I guess Jin's worried about Tsubaki after all.
When Ragnar began to go berserk, did you by chance see anything?
What did I see? What did I see inside the Black Beast? That gate-like structure, and someone was standing there? I really can't remember. Everything is so hazy. Just trying to remember is making my head hurt. Oh, this is so important. It could be the answer to Major Kisaragi's amnesia. Think, Noel. What could possibly be so strong that it can affect the power of order? Oh, I'm so stupid. How come I can't remember?
Cease your self-depreciation, child. I am well aware of your stupidity. Are you that absent-minded that you've forgotten what transpired?
Huh? Miss Rachel! How long have you been there? Don't scare me like that.
Me? I've been here for quite some time now. How could one be so meek as to be oblivious when people are near you? Have you no sense of social grace? Oh, and stop talking to yourself. It's quite disturbing.
You don't have to be so mean about it. Anyways, where have you been, Miss Rachel? Kagura and the others are looking for you. I think they want to talk.
How amusing. I just so happen to be looking for conversation as well. Though, not with them. Rather, I have need of you, Noel.
Me?
That's right. Noel, you are aware that your power of the Godslayer has vanished, are you not? Or have you been ignorant of it this whole time?
Wait, what are you talking about?
I've been observing you for some time, but I can't quite seem to observe your powers. It's as though part of you has been severed, or, to be more accurate, removed. You kept rambling on and on about your memories being clouded. Perhaps that would also be a key factor to your missing ability.
Huh? My power is missing, so I'm...
Would you please do yourself and I a favor and stop asking so many stupid questions? If I had the answers for you, then I wouldn't be asking, now would I? Besides, this question pertains to you, Noel. Certainly you would know yourself better than anyone, no?
Major Kisaragi said something about that too. So my missing power is tied to my memories? Oh no, how did I not notice? And I felt so normal without my other half. Why?
I see. When Ragnar went berserk as the Black Beast, he swallowed you and Jin Kisaragi. That may be when your other half was taken away. Tell me, Noel, what did you see when you were swallowed by the Black Beast?
Major Kisaragi asked me the same thing. I saw something that looked like a gate. I'm sorry, Miss Rachel, but that's really all I remember.
A gate? Preposterous! If Ragnar has awakened his power as the Black Beast, then perhaps... No, it's impossible. The Azure Abyss can't be opening now. It's too soon.
Azure Abyss?
I'm sure you already know this, but the Black Beast's existence is a cauldron itself. The greater its power, the more the Black Beast is drawn towards the Azure.
Wait a second, Miss Rachel! You make it sound like Ragnar is the Black Beast already!
No, that isn't entirely correct. I thought that knowledge was basic enough that even you could understand. It had little to do with Ragnar himself. The Azure Grimoire, however...
Could you elaborate?
Allow me to explain it as simple as I can for that pea-sized brain of yours. When the Azure Grimoire comes into contact with a strong soul, the Black Beast is born. But it can't simply be anyone's soul. Furthermore...
Huh?
No, never mind. I don't have the time to explain it all to you. Noel, if nothing else, you need to remember what you saw.
Excuse me? No! It's time you stop spouting cryptic nonsense and explained things for once, Miss Rachel. Is Ragnar becoming the Black Beast or not?
Silly child. If the Imperator summoned the real Black Beast, then neither one of us would be standing here right now. Sword of the Godslayer or not.
Is that so?
However, if this is somehow related to your losing the power of the Godslayer, then what happened to Ragnar is confusing indeed.
So what you're saying is, I observed something, and it triggered all of this.
Precisely. Now that you have some level of basic comprehension on the subject, you should understand why remembering those events is your top priority. I'm loath to say it, but we need that idiot. Now more than ever.
Ragnar, I need to find him.
Oh, you knew I was referring to Ragnar when I said idiot? I'm impressed. Perhaps you are slightly less airheaded than I had previously given credit.
Hey! It's bad enough when Major Kisaragi insults me. I don't need it from you too, Miss Rachel.
Ragnar, your tendency to slack off could not have come at a more inopportune time.
What? Huh? Where are we?
Impossible! What the hell's going on?
What's wrong, Kokonoe?
Noel just disappeared off my radar.
What? Did she get teleported?
Hell if I know. I didn't see any sign of Phantom. Noel was just here. This doesn't make any sense.
Hibiki, get our people on this now. We've got to find Noel ASAP.
Right away, sir.
This is... the Master Unit?
Well, this was quite bold of you to invite us over, Imperator.
Greetings, Rachel Alucard, Noel Vermillion. Quite a nice view, don't you think? I'm glad you were able to attend my little party.
Perhaps there is a good reason why no one has deigned to attend your parties.
You should be honored to be in my presence.
Then perhaps you'll forgive my question. Imperator, what do you plan to do with this embryo?
Are you serious? Ha! You make me laugh, Harlequin. Why, the day of reckoning, of course. I had thought that would be obvious.
Is it? Then perhaps you would enlighten me as to why you have created the embryo, as well as absorbing the people of this world into it. What do you hope to gain? Have you not already orchestrated everything you needed?
That is a foolish question. A person of your caliber should already know the answer.
You'd already won this little game of yours the moment you summoned the Master Unit. What I fail to understand is why you haven't destroyed it already.
That is correct. There are dozens of ways I can destroy the Master Unit. However, you are wrong about one thing. I have not won yet.
That's impossible! You shouldn't be able to destroy the master unit.
I'm afraid that's not true, Noel. Imperator, answer me this. Why did you bring forth Takemikazuchi and create the embryo? I fail to see how that would benefit you in any way.
You thought I would be satisfied with this alone? You are as stupid as you are blind, Rachel Alucard. I seek a complete death, to erase every fragment, every trace of this wretched world. If the world repeats itself over and over again, then death has no meaning, nor does it have any hold on the world. For this reason is why I needed the embryo. In this new world, death shall become as it once was. What I am doing is for the good of all living things. Accept that fact with dignity and grace.
Accept that? You monster! I will never accept your salvation. No one will. I will destroy you.
How disrespectful. Learn your place, you arrogant child.
I won't! I'll stop you and bring Ragna back. It's your fault he went missing. Where is he?
Ragna. Oh, Ragna the Blood Edge.
I would love to know the answer myself. Perhaps you'd be so kind as to tell us where he is, Imperator?
I don't know why you're asking me that. I haven't done anything. If you want your answers, you should ask the girl bold enough to accuse the innocent.
What? Do you mean me?
What in the world? The embryo? Oh no! Noel, don't!
Ragna?
You see, he was here all along. There, girl. There is your precious Ragna the Blood Edge.
You clever witch. So this is why you've summoned us here.
I don't understand.
We weren't the only ones looking for him.
The only syncopation in this pathetic symphony is coming to a close. With his existence confirmed, there are no indefinite paths remaining. Thank you for your help, Noel Vermillion.
Blast.
What a fool. Even if you find him, what do you expect him to do? He is doomed to forever be unqualified. Or perhaps you plan to make him feast on this world? Is that what you want? My, such a violent child.
What I want? You're crazy! No, I would never want Ragna to do such a thing!
Don't make me laugh, Noel Vermillion. You are the one craving destruction, not I. You are the evil that threatens this world, you foul demon.
No, stop! That's ridiculous! Why would I wish for destruction? You're making stuff up!
Stop your incessant lying. You are an abomination, and there is no saving you. Fall into the deepest chasms of the underworld for all eternity. The end is nigh. To all chosen across the world, I declare upon thee, grovel, grieve, and know the meaning of despair. The day of reckoning is upon us.
No, Noel, you mustn't!
Lily, and I changed the beat. The sky is not the same no more today. There is no turning back. Lily, not change the beat. Covers always judge books by today. If they are shiny or not. Every page inside is meaningful as always. But no one's gonna read them out again. Oh, please don't wait for me, darling. Stay out of the cold rain, for you